Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another celebratory post-game episode of JD's Wildcat World. The Cats, after a crazy back-and-forth game, well, not even really back and forth, felt like Florida was ahead the whole way. These young, gritty Cats pull out the dub and get a win 87-85 in their first road test of the year, first conference game. And I'm very impressed, even more impressed than I was going into the game. This team could have gave up several times. It seemed like, and I'm just going to get right into the recap. Seemed like every time we would cut the lead to one, something crazy would happen. Florida would bank in a three. Florida would hit a shot from almost half court. They would take a normal jump shot and it would bounce around the rims 12 times and then go in. I mean, just crazy stuff happened. Very resilient performance. And down the stretch, Aaron Bradshaw, Reed Shepherd made huge plays. Trey Mitchell battled through cramping issues and played very solid. Just a very all-around team effort. So proud of each and every one of these guys. Even the people that struggled. Rob Dillingham started off not having a very good game at all, but bounced back and played a very solid second half, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm very proud of the Cats. They scored 50 points in the second half. That's huge en route to, and also faced a very, very rowdy crowd. Crowd right on top of them, sold out. The crowd brought the energy for the Gators. And, Florida was hitting, it seemed like they were hitting every single shot they took, especially in that first half. And then when they would miss in the second half, it kind of felt like that we would make not a good play, or they would, one play that comes to my mind. It was kind of midway through the second half, I think, and we'd cut the lead to one. And the guy for them that had hit every shot he had threw up, Kugel, he drives the lane. We get a deflection. The ball bounces right to the Florida big man. He lays it in, and they go up three. And you're like, oh, my gosh. Even when we do the right thing, we can't seem to just get over that hump to get the lead until with about 3 minutes left, where the Cats did and, close it out. Reed Shepherd, 6 straight free throws, nothing but net to close the game out. That's huge when you can rely on that. Missed a couple early in the game, but bounces back with the big free throws at the end. And, of course, I'm kind of bouncing around. I'm not going in any order whatsoever. I'm just bouncing around just because this game was so crazy, so fun, but stressful at the same time. It was 76-76. We had finally tied the game, and we needed a big bucket, and Aaron Bradshaw lets one fly from deep and nothing but net. Goes up three, and after that, you kind of felt comfortable. At least I felt comfortable after that. I thought that was the turning point of the game. Huge shot, and we took care of business from there. And I want people to understand that I'm perfectly fine with Aaron Bradshaw taking that three. I was watching the game with some people there saying, no. He's a stretch big. That's his game. I know he's only shot 5 this year. He's hit 3 of them. And, I know he missed one wide open at the beginning of the game, but I'm perfectly fine with him taking that shot. Even if he would have missed it, that's a good shot. And just, once again, all-around effort. You got 5 guys in double figures. That doesn't surprise me at all. That's how this team is going to be. They don't have a dominant scorer. Reeves leads you in scoring with 19, right on his average. And 8 of 16 shooting, 2 of 7 from 3. Missed some open looks. That's one thing that, another reason, you could have gave up. We would get open look after open look and just couldn't hit them. But we hit the shots when it mattered. Bradshaw's was wide open when he hit his. So awesome. This was a big, big win. Come in and, we talked about last week. I expected the line to come out, and I expected Kentucky to be like a 3-point favorite, 3.5. I think is what I said, and it comes out, and Florida's favored. Not only does it come out in Florida's favor, but then the line flips to Florida by 3.5. And if you're a betting man or woman, I really hope you took advantage of that. That seemed like free money. the Cats made us earn that money, but it ended up being free money in the end as they get a big win. Moved to 11-2 on the year, 1-0 in conference. And I really don't. Only game you could start out harder would be at Tennessee, in my opinion. At Florida, rough environment. I think Florida. I kind of thought before this game, Florida hadn't really showed me anything. They had beat some decent teams, but hadn't beat anybody of substance. I'm going to give them a little more respect now. I think they are a mid-tier SEC team. I think they could be top 5 in the league, to be honest with you. The SEC's down, especially if they shoot the way they shot in the first half. They play a fun brand of basketball just like we do. They like to get up and down the floor. But I will say, when we were both running up and down the floor in that first half, Kentucky looked way better in transition, and that's what I wish we would have done more of, to be honest. If there's nitpicky things, and you all know I don't like to be negative. I'm a UK fan at heart. I'm the biggest supporter of this basketball team, but, something I would like to do more of is get out in transition, because, even the commentators, I heard Jay Billis say, Kentucky is unguardable when they are in transition. You got Reeves. I think he was specifically talking about Reeves spotting up in the corner on one transition play, and then the next he's taking it to the rack. I mean, that's just one example of, you have so many guys that can do so many different things on the break that there's no reason we should not be running. And I get you have to have some half-court offense mixed in. I know you cannot run in transition the whole game, but I'm talking about off of misses, we need to go as quick as, and that's funny because you always hear Cal screaming go. But I think that's the case with this team. I love it. And if you are watching this team and your first thought is, let's get out in transition, I totally agree with you. I think we are practically unguardable when we get out in transition because of the fact that all 5 guys on the floor at any time can score it. Justin Edwards, I will say, had a couple layups that he missed in transition. We missed a couple open threes in transition, but at least those looks are there. You're getting better looks in transition than you are through the half-court offense. And we did run some good offense, especially in the second half. One play that sticks out for sure coming out of a timeout, we went to Trey Mitchell. He hit a jumper from about the elbow. That was a great play call. The inbounds play to Bradshaw where he hit a long 2. I know people don't like long 2s, but he was wide open. It's a good shot. He hit it. I'll take that. And here we are, sitting at 11-2, 1-0 in SEC play. Think that's a big SEC win, not just regular season win, but SEC win. Going to go a long way into potentially winning the SEC. As a team, we end up shooting 23s. I think that's too low, to be honest, but you're not going to hear complaints from me when we win. Only hit 5 of them, so that's probably why we only shot 20. They just weren't falling, to be honest with you. We hit 4 in the second half, but in the first half I only hit 1, so I get that. There was points where Florida would switch off and Trey Mitchell would have a guy half his size guarding him, and that's when you go inside. And Aaron Bradshaw, I heard a lot about Florida's rebounding ability coming into this game. I'll have to even touch on it a little bit last episode. But I thought we managed rebounds very well, to be honest with you. They only out-rebounded us by 3, by 43-40, and I'll take that. Obviously, you would like to win the rebounding battle, but Florida's been out-rebounding teams by several more than that every game. So I thought we did. I think there was an emphasis in practice this week, from what I hear, that rebounding was very much a big part of the lead up to this game. So did a great job there. Trey Mitchell had 10 by himself, Bradshaw 7. When your big guys combine for 17 boards, that's really big. And Hugo, even in his only 14 minutes, had 5 boards. He hadn't really been rebounding like he should have been in the limited time that he's been on the floor, but he did a great job. Even scored 6 points. That was big. Hit a free throw late. That was big also. I'm sure Cal wasn't expecting Hugo to be needed at the free throw line, but he got a rebound and got fouled, so steps to the line and hits one. We needed it. Needed every point we could get. And I also want to touch real quick on DJ Wagner. Played 36 minutes. You could not take him off the floor in this game, in my opinion. I think Cal, the only questionable substitution pattern I had with Cal the whole game was in the first half towards the very beginning when he played Burks and Hugo together. That was a question. I'm like, how are we supposed to score the ball? And after that, I was good. I was good with keeping DJ on the floor as much as he did. He played, he could get to the rim whenever he wanted to, and that's huge. I know he struggles sometimes finishing, but he got to the rim. He could kick it out for three. He only missed one or two layups today. Made several, even got a big and one driving layup, and that's DJ's game. He also hit a three. That was a big shot. I really love his game as well. Reed Shepherd has 14 out of the blue, and I know 6 of those were at the very end, but he 9 of 11 from the free throw line. That's huge. The last 6 needed every one of them in 25 minutes, and big reason as to why he only had 25 was DJ. I know you can play them together, but I don't disagree with anything Cal did besides the first. Like I said, the first lineup was Burks and Hugo in there, but I'm excited. I feel like that's a broken record on here, but previous year's team lose that game. That's just how it is. That's the truth. Several teams we've had in the previous years face adversity and kind of disappear. This team faced adversity after adversity. Everything that went wrong everything that could have went wrong in this game absolutely went wrong. Every lucky shot that Florida hit was so crushing to me watching it. So I know the guys playing the game had to be like, are you kidding me? Like, we would do everything right on several possessions, and then at the last second, they would get a foul that would bail them out, or they would make some crazy shot. Now, there were several times where we got lost on defense, whether it would be through switches or going under screens to over or whatever it may be, then they made us pay for it. But as you heard Cal say in that first half, I don't think they could have played better than they did in that first half. They were lights out from three. I think they hit 6 threes in the first half and kind of cooled down after that. Only hit 3 in the second. So, big win. That's really all you can say. Very balanced scoring effort. Rob Dillingham kind of struggled, especially at the beginning, but he'll get there. He'll get there. First road SEC game. I still think he's good. I think everybody, can't say enough about the veteran leadership. That's another thing I want to touch on. Trey Mitchell and Antonio Reeves seem like they are the definite leaders of this team. Trey Mitchell playing through not only all the adversity on the floor, but cramps look like in both legs. He would come off for a possession and go back on. Doing anything he can to help this team win. Antonio Reeves clutching up, going 8 of 16 from the field. And, didn't do it hardly at all from 3. Drove the lane, drove and kicked, drove and had his little floater. Had made layups, took contact very well. Just did an all-around great job. I know this probably just sounds like I'm blowing smoke, but I honestly can't say enough good things. I thought in the second half especially, we contained Clayton Jr. Pullen went off a little bit. Him and Rob Dillingham were jawing in the second half. Both of them had 23 points. But from the 3-point line, Clayton Jr. only went 3 of 11. That was huge. He's not really known as a shooter. I did want to say, though, the Kugel guy that went nuts in the first half, I saw a stat while watching the game. He was like 0 of his last 18 from 3. Comes in, hits 2 right off the bat, and then quiets down a little bit. But he still ended with 15 points and ended up fouling out of the game. But, you always have those kind of guys that'll come in and have done nothing all year long and then come in and just absolutely obliterate Kentucky. you're always guaranteed a couple of those a year. And this was one of those. But like I said, everything that could have went wrong did. We still come out with a big win and start off SEC play 1-0. As I'm sitting here recording this, I'm also watching TCU Kansas, and it looked like TCU was up by 1 with 4 minutes left. That would be a good game. There's just not just Kentucky, but they're all around sports. This is a great day for sports, it seems like. So, good football games on, good college basketball. I'll be anxious to see what Ole Miss can do against Tennessee. We'll find out a lot about Ole Miss today. See if they can legit contend or not, or if they've just had an easy schedule. But you all let me know what you think. Let me know. I mean, it felt like to me, and you all can give me your thoughts on this. It felt like we lost that game 4 times and we won it 4 times. I don't know if that makes sense, but it seems like it was similar to the North Carolina game where it was so long, and it felt like, that we lost it when they would go up, and then it felt like we win it when we went up. And it's just a very great job. Another thing I want to shout out is turnovers. Took a lot better care of the ball in the second half. I think we had 7 in the first half and only 1 or 2 in the second. I'm trying to look. We had 2. Okay. 2 in the second. 9 total. That's huge. I know you don't want to have 7 in the first half, but 9 total turnovers the whole game. For a freshman-led team, which I know we got Trey and Reeves, but mostly freshmen. And for as fast as we like to play, as many possessions as we have in a game, 9 turnovers is very, very respectable. 20 of 28 from the free throw line. There were several times, once again, that we would miss front end of a 1-and-1 that drove you nuts. We'd cut it to 3. Well, it was actually back-to-back possessions. Reed Shepard got fouled once, missed the front end, and then Reeves gets fouled the next possession, missed the front end, and then they go back up 6. And it's like, oh, man. It just didn't feel like our day, but, it ended up being. We scored 15 points off their turnovers, and that's all transition, basically. I mean, anytime that they made a mistake, we were there to take advantage. 40 points in the paint. Now, that number jumps out at me because, I guess when you shoot 23s but only hit 5, that makes sense. Not falling, you get inside. 40 points in the paint's big. That seems like a number that's bigger than usual for us, honestly. I have to go back and look, but hey, we're 1-0 in the SEC, 11-2 overall. Besides the clunker, and I'm going to say fluke against UNC Wilmington, could not be happier with this team, to be honest with you. Good, solid test coming up Tuesday night, and I'll go ahead and go to it. Missouri comes in to Rupp on Tuesday. I'm trying to pull it up now. I think it's at 7. Yes, it is at 7. Looks like that they lost today to Georgia. That should be a win. Should be a very solid win, or very easy win, I should say, but then I don't want to jinx it. And college basketball is so crazy. We're talking in the group chat earlier, I think it was yesterday, or maybe been the day before, talking about how it would not surprise me if, just the way college basketball is, Kentucky goes and wins at Florida and then drops one to Mizzou. Let's hope that does not happen. Missouri comes in at 8-6, and this is a team that throttled us last year, to be honest with you. I think we owe a little retribution because there was some big-time trash talk coming out of the Missouri camp for, I think it was Travis Perry. Basically Missouri telling Travis Perry to watch this UK game last year, that they knew what they were going to do, and I'll be honest, they handed it to us. But that team last year is not this team this year. They honestly played last year like we play this year. They got up and down the floor, threes. I think they hung 100 on us. If it wasn't 100, it was close. It felt like they shot lights out against us, and it was at their place also. But they come in only averaging 76.5 points a game. We're averaging 91. All the signs would point to a very sizable win for us. But like I said, this is why you play the games. Got to come in, got to take care of business, and beat Missouri. And, they're led by Sean East II. He's a senior from Louisville. He was there last year, number 55. Pretty sure he's a lefty. I remember him having a very good game against us last year. That's their leading scorer. They lost mostly everybody. Kobe Brown was their guy last year. That was so good. And he was very good in the SEC tournament as well. But I was very impressed by him. He tore us up. But their main guy is Sean East. And he was about their fourth best player last year. So they've definitely went downhill since last year. I'm sure they're not playing how Dennis Gates wants them to play, which is their coach. But, Travis Perry's committed to Kentucky now. Hey, Cal, let's call him up this year. Say, hey, watch this. Because I'm pretty confident in us taking it to them this year, similar to the way they beat us last year. Come in 8-6, losses all over the place. Lost to Georgia today. Lost to Kansas. Lost to Seton Hall. Lost to Illinois by 30. Lost to Memphis. Lost to Jackson State. So would be a very bad loss. Probably would be a even worse loss than UNC Wilmington, to be honest with you. So really need the Cats to come in, take care of business. And then after that, it would be on to another road test next Saturday at Texas A&M. And that's another reason why I'm not worried about the Missouri game, but you could see a trap game. 2 huge road games on the weekend and a sandwich middle of the week. It should be easy game right in between. But with the game being on Tuesday, hey, we're here. Finally, 2 games a week. The stretch of 1 game a week has been terrible, to be honest with you. As soon as the game ends, I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to wait a whole nother week to watch this team play. But we're to the conference season, and I couldn't be happier about it. I think the Cats win on Tuesday by a score of 93-71. I like the Cats by 22. Similar to the game against Illinois State, I think we'll just overwhelm them with talent, to be honest with you. I think we'll get up and down the floor. We put up 87 today, even only scoring 37 in the first half. So we're still getting around that 90-point mark. I think we'll eclipse that against Mizzou. And hopefully the Rupp crowd will be there and be loud. Go into A&M 12-2, but I will say Texas A&M will be a tough one. Probably even a tougher matchup than today was against Florida. I think Texas A&M and Florida are about the same level of team, but I think the crowd will be more ruckus. I think Texas A&M's tougher on defense, to be honest with you. So we'll assess that after this Missouri game, but hopefully we are celebrating a big win on Tuesday, and we'll get back into the Texas A&M game after that. But once again, it's a great day when the Cats win. I want to get out of here and head on to Nashville to watch my Jags hopefully clinch the AFC South tomorrow against the Tennessee Titans. Big sports weekend for me. The Cats hold up their end of the bargain and get a big win now. Need to go watch the Jags win in Nashville. So thank you all for all the support. You all have been awesome, and the messages I got as soon as the game was over, man, get this episode recorded. I appreciate all of that. It means the world to me, makes me kind of tear up, to be honest with you, because I'm just so glad that people value my opinion, and I love doing it. I'm a huge UK fan at heart. If you all know me, which most of you all that listen do know me personally, the Cats, besides my boys, the Cats are right there. My boys and my family, of course. The Cats are mean so much to me, and it's what I get the most excited about to watch on TV, and I love watching us roll like this. That's just the honest truth. I hope all of BBN enjoys it as much as I do. And we're back, baby. This is Coach Cal's back. We got the team that he loves to coach. I really believe he loves these guys and he loves what they're doing. I cannot wait to see the behind the scenes videos that the athletic department puts out for this game, because I know it's going to be good. I know he gave them a heck of a speech at halftime. I can guarantee that. And the guys responded with a big win. As always, I can't say enough thank you. And continue to like, listen, share, subscribe, review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You all are the best. And as always, huge win for the Cats, 87-85 over the Gators. And go Cats.